Hello, Dr. Shannon, my fellow classmates. My name is Connor Walsh, and today I will be briefing you on the 2000 motion picture, Remember the Titans. During this briefing, I will cover the events that take place during the movie, the core leadership styles evident throughout the film, a certain leader-follower exchange that I found impactful, and finally, how the culture inside the organization was altered to the leadership of the coaches and some key players. Now, this classic sports film takes place in small-town Virginia during the 1970s when a local high school is integrated, causing racial tensions in the community and on the football team. Actor Denzel Washington plays the lead role of Coach Herman Boone, a newly hired African-American coach who immediately begins to change the culture on the team by bringing together the usually separated black and white players in unconventional ways during his 2-week boot camp. Now, Coach Boone's personality, he's very proactive, tough, intimidating, and he pushes each individual to persevere through many challenges. His intense style of leading the players inspires them to become better people and players. So the lessons that he's instilling apply both on and off the field. Coach Boone is a transformational leader through his leading because he is able to inspire the team, leave their personal agendas behind him, and showing his, want them to better the team and showing his incredible effect on followers. Now, using his leadership position, Coach Boone commands authority from the players and asserts a certain level of dominance on Coach Yost to drive home the fact that he is, in fact, the head of the organization. Now, his need and drive to excel is what really fuels him and intensifies his efforts to succeed. So, actor Will Patton portrays the role of Coach Bill Yost, who was recently fired but kept on staff as a defensive coordinator, partly in order to prevent many of the white players from leaving the team. But Coach Yost is very results-driven and has the ability to develop close interpersonal relationships with others in the organization, and he acts as a comforting father figure at times, which is you can see in the movie. During his leadership, he's very employee-oriented and focuses on the people, but focuses on his influence with his power at certain times, where at some point in the film he makes a personnel change without consulting Coach Boone, and this kind of goes over his authority. So Coach Yost overall is an effective leader who's shown that he's flexible in situations, but at his core he really cares about people. Now, after watching this movie and you get to analyze the leadership styles of the main characters, I believe that I would like to emulate Coach Boone's leadership style to add more experience to my philosophy in an area where I believe I'm lacking. Denzel Washington's character is very strong, he's driven and respected while acting as an inspiration to so many, and he also becomes a bridge between the divided community and the combined team. Personally, I'm more reserved and do not like to lead with aggression and strength, but rather with reason and relationships to accomplish goals. Throughout my career, I'd like to add certain qualities that Coach Boone inserts into his philosophy, and that process will take time. There are situations that call for the leader to take over and quickly inspire others, and if I can add more charisma to the way that I lead, I think I could see some of the same effects that Coach Boone was able to have during his time with T.C. Williams. So when you take the time to analyze the film, research the leadership qualities and styles used by the coaches, there's a lot to take away. Coach Boone is an extremely charismatic leader who acts as an inspiration to the players and fellow coaches, and his transformation style, as I talked about, takes the team to new heights while tackling cultural and social barriers as a collective group. Coach Boone takes a group of young men who are split down the middle by race, and through group struggles and the occasional argument and fight, he brings them together as brothers, put their differences to the side, and they strengthen the team and the relationships between each player. This is evident in the beginning scenes of the film when the white players are very reluctant to accept the black players as part of the team, and until a very pivotal part when two of the bigger players, Julius and Gary, a black player and a white player, they confront each other about how divided the team is. So what happens, Julius calls out Gary saying that the white players won't block for the black running back, Rev, and that Gary is not doing his job as the leader of the team. There's talk back and forth. Moments later in the film, when the team is having a late night scrimmage, Gary stands up and makes it very clear that they're all on the same team, and it does not matter what color anyone is. They need to play hard for one another. So this part of the film was integral to the soon-to-be success of the Titans as they began to bond further without the assistance of Coach Boone and the rest of the staff. They've accepted the direction of the coaches, so the players have bought into the culture that's being implemented, and the results begin to show on the field when the team continues to win. When I thought about a notable scene involving a leader and follower interaction, my mind did not have to go far. During the regional championship game, towards the end of the film, the officials are making very poor calls against the Titans. There's another flag thrown, Coach Boone politely asks to have a moment with the referee, and the Caucasian referee confronts him with the threat of being kicked out of the game. If you've followed the mood of the film so far, you've sensed the strong racial tensions involved, especially towards Coach Boone, who happens to be African American. When Coach Yost sees what's happening down the sideline, he steps up in defense of his leader and puts an end to the lopsided officiating by talking to the ref. After he takes control of the situation, he then motivates his defense, pushes them to not allow a single yard for the rest of the game. Now, the result is really amazing. His coach was able to bring the best out of his defense, showing how much he cares about the overall success of the team, how much he believed in them. So Coach Yost exhibited all the characteristics of an exemplary follower. He was committed, he was competent, and he's very courageous as he stood up for what he believed in. In addition to his high character, excuse me, Coach Yost showed that he's a star follower of types. He's able to take a conflict situation, taking control as a former leader, current leader of the defensive team, and he's able to succeed without the direct involvement of Coach Boone. This part of the film really resonated with me, as I was a former athlete, and I found myself in some of these situations where things were not going my team's way, and after perseverance and some added motivation from a coach or another teammate, we're able to really push through it. So there are many other events representing leader-follower interaction, but this one really impacted me personally. I know many of you may have other opinions, but this is what really resonated with me. So when Coach Boone first arrived at TC Williams to be the new coach, he was prepared to face the challenges that lay ahead. In a time where society didn't fully accept African Americans, he had been placed in one of the higher positions in a small southern town, which in many places you might as well be the mayor. So there's a lot of eyes fixated on Coach Boone. Now, during the course of the Titans' championship run, Coach Boone tests his players and coaches to buy into the higher cause, buy into the team, and into one another. He managed to create immense change inside the team, and after some hardships and obstacles that he challenged them as well, he led the Titans to a championship as a united group of individuals that they didn't care about the differences they had, the fact that they were all Titans, they're all on one team, they're a group. So Coach Boone and Coach Yost were really able to balance out each other's personalities while they worked with the players to exhaustion physically and mentally throughout the year. The challenge presented by Coach Boone for each player to get to know one another and report to him what they learned during training camp seemed like a tall task that wouldn't really benefit anyone, but it truly serves its purpose of getting them to know one another, bonding as a team, putting aside all the cultural differences. So after the training camp's over and the team returns home, they're a cohesive unit that is sold on achieving success together, which may not have happened without significant input from the coaches and Julius and Gary, the other players stepping up to make the change. So over the course of a few months, the Titans go from an intermixed group of strangers to a brotherhood, and they don't care about the color of their skin or what other people have to say. The organizational change instilled throughout the team led to their success on the field, but connected into the community, bringing the town closer together as their team went on to finish a historic season. So today, through this briefing, I covered a summary of the events in the movie, the leadership styles used by both Coach Boone and Coach Yost, some of the leader-follower interactions that I saw, and how the leadership of Coach Boone and Coach Yost instilled a lot of change in the team and in turn the community. Thank you for watching. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Have a great day. Thank you.